That's the new three-way valve on now, tightened up, water's back on. This is the bath that is coming out, and as you'll have seen from when I came to look at it yesterday, the back of it's right there. As you're pulling it, you can just feel the silicone just split. There you go. That is exactly how I was hoping it was going to come out. Always go into the pack and get the screws that go through the actual leg brace and into this board on the bottom of the bath. So if you use the wrong ones, it'll be straight into the bottom of the bath. So I've got the battens round as well, so they're all into position. We leave a bit out for where the taps are, but the bath will sit on top of there and then it's just not going to move. It's going to be absolutely solid. Then I get a text message yesterday while doing that bath from my mate, and he sent me a video.
Not sure what's going on, mate, but I'm not sure if it's coming through on this video, but that thing is there, it's going zzz. I had to turn it off and disconnect this at 2 in the morning because it was just, well, it was so loud.
Right, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to start today's video by asking a little question. How far do you travel to do jobs? The reason why I'm asking is today I'm travelling, it's about 52 miles to this job. It's for a friend of mine, so I don't mind going to do it. But as a rule, I don't tend to travel, or I don't have to travel more than sort of 10-15 mile radius of where I live, which is great for me. You know, I have done jobs further out, but day to day, you know, most of the time it's all fairly local. But today it's doing, I think it's like, yeah, about 50 mile there, 50 mile back, to change a 3-port motorised valve, and I think he's got a kitchen tap to change as well. So yeah, he's a mate of mine. He just says when you get a chance, when you get a day where you can come down, it's not stopping you doing any other work sort of thing, then let me know. And
average speed check zone ahead.
There we go, average speed zone. I have been done. I'm just going to set the van.
Entering average speed check zone.
Set the van to 50. Sorted. So just drop a comment below. What sort of radius of area do you work in? Because I'm quite interested to know how far people travel. Or I know some of the lads down in London way or Birmingham way or stuff like that, I think they travel quite a lot. So yeah, just drop a comment below, and I'm just going to batter through this traffic and
Speed
get down.
camera ahead.
Be careful because I got points last time. So I've just got set up on this job. I'll just run you through exactly what the issue is. Basically, it's a 3-port zone valve we've come to change. So I've picked another one up there. I picked some connectors up there. I always get these because they're five-way connectors and you can snap them on and off. But it looks like someone's been there and done it before, which is perfect for us because we can just connect back into there. Anyway, this is what we've come to change. So what I'll quickly do is jump up in the roof, bung the tanks off, put a bung in the cold feed, put a bung on the vent, just cause a vacuum in the airing cupboard, then we'll be able to remove that 3-way valve. Put a drain on the system downstairs, so we're draining the top half of the system out, which to be fair won't be far away from being ready to go soon anyway, but we'll just let it drain while I run through it. So he's had a hive system fitted into here, and for a while it's not been right, so he got the company back out who fitted the hive system, and it turns out they've put the fault down to the 3-way valve not working right. The guy apparently took the top off, freed it up inside, done whatever he needed to do, but since then it's played up again. So called me out, get it changed over. Now what I always do with these is you can change just the heads, but what I always think is what's going on with the pendulum inside there, if it's putting enough strain on the head to burn the motor out or to play havoc with the head. So if it's straightforward enough to do, I just drain it down and swap that over. We've got the other one here ready to go. So as I said, it's mid-drain now. We're ready to get that off, those 3 off, get the new one on, paste it up, as always with a bit of water, have the aquavac ready to go, and we'll get it switched over and connected straight back into there, which saves a lot of time. So we'll just crack this nut. I think it's just gonna be near enough empty anyway. Let's just ease that off. Yeah, there you go, perfect. So we just whip these two off and get the new one on. Crack the nuts on these, drain the water out and whip the old motorised valve off. And got the new one here. That's what I do, put a bit of paste around all these fittings, a bit of jet blue around them, and then pop the new valve back on. So there we go. I'll just slip this back into position. That's the new three-way valve on now, tightened up, water's back on, and what we've got to do now is connect it in with obviously these 5 wires. But fortunately for us, the other one that come off, as I said, was a Honeywell one, and it came with the quick release connector box. So we'll just take them cables out of there, replicate them from the new motorised valve, and it'll be exactly as it was before. And they're just handy, these, because of this exact situation. So instead of taking the front panel off that 10-way junction box, which we all know is a pain because wires tend to fall out, all we've got to do is just take them out, connect it in, clip it back together, and away you go. So let's get this swapped over. There we go, reconnected into the new 3-way valve. So that's it, job done. We'll pop that down and we'll go and turn heating on and see if it's doing what it's meant to be doing. So that's that 3-way valve change, bung in the tank with a little quick release on the electrics that I was going to fit anyway, but there was already one there, so it saved me a lot of hassle doing that. Perfect sort of get out of jail free card, because as soon as you open up them 10-way boxes, I think, as I said when I was doing it, there's just a mass of wires and it's easy to just pull one out. And then I don't do that much electrics, I'm not savvy with it, I never have been. So yeah, that had just blown my mind. So just by what I planned on doing was just cutting it, stripping it and connecting it, but as you see, there was always a connector on it. While I was there, got a phone call from a customer of mine that they broke their bath. How, where, when, I don't know. Whether they've dropped something in it and put a hole in it, or just old and it's cracked. But I said to him, I'll have a look on my way home. I'm going to struggle time-wise because I've got 2 bathrooms starting next week, back to back. I've sort of booked out a month to get all of these in. But we'll go and have a look. Is it something straightforward? I could possibly shift some work around tail end of this week and get it done. It just depends what's involved with it. So we're going to go now and have a look. If I can film it as like a first port of call sort of look at this bath. But we'll head over now and take a look and see what's involved. Right, so this is the bath. There's a crack in it there. So obviously the customer wants that swapping out. So we're going to get this out, replace it with a bath with some handles in, reuse them taps, and see if we can get it sat back on there. The concern was the tiles here, but
there's definitely nothing under there.
Yeah, we can.
Onto it.
Yeah, we can just go onto it and reseal onto it.
So I'm not sure about.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Don't worry, we're all right.
No, I don't know what's up there.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I can't remember whether I screwed it to the wall or not.
Yeah, no, I think it's screwed on. Yeah, it's screwed on an owl bracket at the back there. So there's an owl bracket there, comes through on the tile. We'll try not to disturb that tile. We can take it out from underneath there. Yeah. Right, I've just quickly stuck my head in there, as you've seen, and looked at that bath, and you can see the crack in the back. Now that's for a customer of mine. He's quite a poorly, as you probably may have been able to hear on the video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shift a couple of jobs I've got booked in for tomorrow to Friday with regular customers of mine. That won't be a problem at all. So I'm going to pop down Plug Mate, see if they've got a 700 by 1700 bath with handles at the side, because he needs handles on there. And it looks a fairly straightforward switch. So if they have, or if they can get me one, we'll get that done tomorrow, just to help him out. Sometimes, yeah, you look after your regular customers like that, and you know, I just said to him, hopefully we'll be able to get it done tomorrow for you. So he is mega grateful. Right, it's Thursday morning. We're on that emergency bath swap today. I've just been to Plumbase, picked the bath up, just got it out of the van, got it into the property. So what we've got to do now is get the water drained down, water shut off, get it drained down, and start removing the broken bath that's in there. So I'll take you in now and show you exactly what this job's going to entail. So this is the bath that is coming out, and as you'll have seen from when I came to look at it yesterday, the back of it's broke there. But to be fair, Looks like a fairly straightforward swap out. We've got a bracket there, so we can undo that from underneath. We'll undo it there because that L bracket will be going behind that tile. So if we undo it there, we can sit the new bath on top of there. So what we'll do, we'll cut the silicone all the way around, get the water off, get it drained down, and then start removing this bath. Hopefully, I think if we cut that silicone well and get that out, hopefully it's not going to pull any tiles off. He's reusing the bath tap. We're going to put a new waste in it. And you see this so many times, people using just 1.5-inch traps, not designated bath traps, so we'll swap that over as well. But yeah, hopefully getting this out is going to be the hardest bit of the job. That's the water turned off. I'm just cutting now the silicone round it. The blade seems to sink quite far in, so that's usually a good sign that it's not going to disturb the tiles. But yeah, we'll get all the silicone cut around the bath, undo them 2 bolts, 2 screws. There's one there, and I think there's one in that corner. Uncouple it from the pipe work, which is just on flexes, and then hopefully it'll just come out. Touch wood. Right, so that's the silicone cut all round it. Everything's disconnected from it. I've loosened it off a little bit, so we're going to try and get it out now. Everything's unbolted from it underneath the lot. So yeah, as you're pulling it, you can just feel the silicone just splitting. There you go. Look at that. That is exactly how I was hoping it was going to come out. So what we'll do now, we'll get this out, get the taps stripped off it, because they're reusing them taps, get all the legs and that off it so it's easier to get down, and then just get it completely out of the way, out from the house into the garden, and then we can clean up around here. Like that L bracket is still in place. Luckily it doesn't go behind the tile the full way, I don't think, but I'm going to batten along the back of there anyway. Otherwise put timber batten along the back just to keep the bath solid. So yeah, we'll get this out, get it cleaned up. That's all the silicone now scraped out from where the bath sat before. So we've now got the bath into position, and we're going to fit the legs. So the legs come, as you'll all know, with the actual bits on the bottom that sit. I'm trying to put this somewhere where you can see it. Yeah, that'll work. Right, so I've got the legs here. They come with the little feet. So I always pop the feet on, put the legs into position, if you can see that, put the legs into position on the bath, and push the feet down to exactly where they're going to be, and then always go into the pack and get the screws that go through the actual leg brace and into this board on the bottom of the bath. Because if you use the wrong ones, you'll be straight into the bottom of the bath. So I've marked out exactly where the legs are going to go to marry up with where the old legs were, and that is just there. So that's that bath leg set in. So these feet screw into this timber frame here. The little grub screw goes into there. The actual bracket screws into the bottom there with them screws out the pack. And again, the same that side. So we'll repeat that for the bottom leg, and then we'll get the centre leg on there. And then we can start getting the actual feet set to the right height. That's the legs made up now on the bath. What I'm going to do is, I've got to put the handles on as well. Put the handles on. Then what I'm going to do is put the bath into position without the taps and waste in, so I can get the levels and we can get it jacked up so it sits perfectly where the other one was. Then I can mark underneath, get the battens across the bottom. I'll probably reuse them anyway. But get the battens around the back, make sure the legs are all right, get it all levelled up, locked in. Then we can whip it out, get the taps and waste in, and start getting it fitted. That bath has fitted into there not bad at all. So it's just a little gap all the way around, but we're going to get that with the silicone. I've jacked this up into position. It's exactly where it's got to go now. What I'm going to do is mark along the back edge of the bath, if you can see it, just up there, and then we can get a batten along that back edge and a batten underneath where the taps are. I'll probably put a batten here, leave the gap for the taps, and then a batten here, just to hold it completely solid. But to be fair, all I've done is got the legs tightened into position at the minute, and it's fairly solid anyway. I'm just glad it's fitted within them tiles. So I'm going to make sure the panel works on the front, then I'm going to take it out, put the taps in, put the waste in, get the battens on, and get it fitted. As always, you'll all know I like to silicone up every waste, because the ones I never silicone up are always the ones that leak. So put a little bit of silicone around it, then the washer on. This is how I do it anyway. And the washer on, and another little bead round. I can wipe it all off afterwards anyway. And then also a little bead inside the bit that goes into the bath. We all have our own way of doing it. That's how I do it. So there, I just smear that silicone completely around the bottom of that waste, and then again inside there, all the way around. What we'll do now, we'll get the taps on, and then we can get the waste, the overflow on, and finally set it into position. So I've got the battens round as well, so they're all into position. We leave a bit out for where the taps are, but the bath will sit on top of there, and then it's just not going to move. It's going to be absolutely solid and not go anywhere. That's that bath in, sealed in now, bolted in, screwed to the floor, and we've now got the water on, which is perfect. So I'm just going to get the shower bit attached onto there. It's got a bath panel that they put on the front. That's their own one that they wanted to keep. Yeah, they've got a bath panel that they're putting on the front. As I said, they leave the end open. They use that little bit under there as storage. But at least now they've got a bath without a big crack in the back of it. And also, before I go, I know I'm going to get this because I get this on every time I fit a bath. Yes, I've silicone round it. No, I haven't filled the bath up, which some people do because the bath might drop. Whereas I've fitted it properly with battens around the back and around the back, so that is going nowhere. There's no need to fill this up to silicone round it. It's sort of an old thing that's been passed down through the generations, I think, from what I know. I was taught to do it, but then another guy taught me, if you batten it, it's going nowhere, it's not dropping at all. So this one's battened, I've silicone round it, and it's all good to go. There you go, can't come at me now. So that's my good deed done for the week. It just felt right for me to sort that bath out for that customer of mine, because you know he struggles getting in and out of the bath, and he's not really good at having a shower, so that's the only sort of form of bathing that he's got in the house. And he was sort of panicking a little bit that the bath was cracked, and when I said to him originally I don't think I'm going to get to do it, then went round and seen how much of a job it was going to be, I thought, right, I've got to move stuff around, I've got to get that sorted for him. So that's my good deed done for the day. And also, while I was there, when I finished packing up, they said, oh Mark, have you got enough time, you know, could you change your kitchen tap for me as well? So ended up changing the kitchen tap. Right, before you go anywhere, keep watching, because there's an interesting interesting saga, I suppose, that comes from the valve that I changed at the start of this video. So keep watching and you'll see what happens then. Before you go though, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it, all your comments, all the likes, all the new subscribers to the channel. There's some big things coming. I've been recently speaking to a couple of people, and there's some big things going to happen with the channel in the very near future, hopefully. People that I might be working with. The content won't change on the channel, it'll be exactly the same as it has been from day one. I'm going to keep it exactly the same because that's what's grown the channel to where it is now. Real world plumbing, showing everything that goes right, everything that goes wrong, you know, the interaction with Plumbase, the merchants, and everything in between. But just appreciate everyone who is subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos, because I am going to I always say I am going to start chucking little smaller videos in during the week as well. Yeah, so as I said, keep watching, because something happens about that valve from the very start of the video, and it just means I've got another 100-mile round trip to do. So before we finish this video, I've been called back to this job that I've done on Wednesday in Northampton. It's like 50 miles from my house. So it turns out I replaced this motorised valve with a brand new valve. So this is the valve that I fitted on Wednesday, brand new, out the box from Plumbase. Fitted it into here. Then I get a text message yesterday while doing that bath from my mate, and he sent me a video. I'll add the video into it now, so watch this video and let me know what you think.
Not sure what's going on, mate, but I'm not sure if it's coming through on this video, but that thing is there. It's going zzz. I had to turn it off and disconnect this at 2 in the morning because it was just quite, it was so loud.
So that was the video that I got from my mate about this valve. As you could hear, it was buzzing away. So spoke to Dave down at Plumbase, showed him that video, and he went, right, I'll give you a replacement valve. So I've come back over this morning, replaced this. So this is a brand new replacement valve for this new valve. So I've just fitted this in, and now it's completely silent. And now the system is running exactly how it should be. We fitted it Wednesday and it just wasn't working right, which I thought, because the lad had had an Evo home fitted and a company had come out and wired into the 10-way box, wired it up with the receivers and all that sort of stuff. I thought because it wasn't working with a brand new valve, there was an issue with the wiring. Then I got that video come through Thursday morning. It kept him up all night with the buzzing, and I was like, well, this must be knackered then. Very rarely you'll get a knackered valve from a brand new, but it turns out it was, because as I said, we've replaced it with that one. Everything is working fine now. His Evo home's working as it should do. But it just goes to show sometimes you can get parts like this one, Honeywell valve, brand new out the box and faulty. See what I mean? Sometimes you can get brand new parts in boxes from the merchants and there's something wrong with them. Funny enough, when I took that 3-port valve back to Plumbase, I walked in, put it on the counter, and Dave went, I've just had this one come back as well, and someone had just returned a Honeywell 2-port valve for exactly the same reason, for that buzzing noise. So drop me a comment below, let me know if you're having issues with any Honeywell stuff, because I find it just a bit odd that within, you know, a couple of minutes, literally a couple of minutes, David had the same thing come back from another customer, whether it's a dodgy batch from Honeywell or what, I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said earlier, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that jazz, and I shall catch you on the next one.